confirmation hearings for Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh are set for September 4th. Democrats are accusing Republicans of rushing the vetting process, relying on files from George W. Bush's lawyer instead of the National Archives. Republicans counter that Democrats are just playing politics. Let's bring in Amber Athey, media and breaking news editor for The Daily Caller. So it looks like Democratic opposition to Judge Kavanaugh is crumbling just a bit, Amber.
That's right. They're really out of options here, John. Of course, a lot of Republicans are saying that the reason they were requesting so many documents is that they were really just trying to stall the confirmation hearing until after midterms in the hopes that the Democrats would take the Senate and be able to block the nomination entirely. Republicans are not buying that. They actually want to see these documents, considering the people behind the request, particularly Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, have already expressed their intention to vote no on Kavanaugh. So they're going to go ahead with the confirmation hearings. They've pointed out that they've already requested close to 1 million pages of documents to come out. So Republicans are in good shape here. Democrats have really run out of options in terms of stopping this nomination.
Yeah, on a related note, California Senator Kamala Harris said she wanted more documents, and she got kind of an interesting response from Republican Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas. He wrote this. He said, "You've already said you're voting no without a hearing or even meeting with him. Your mind is made up, Senator Kamala Harris. You don't need any more documents." That's kind of an interesting counter to her argument.
Right. Well, I think he makes a good point. If you're already voting no and you're already getting a significant amount of documents, why do you really need more if you've already made up your mind? And the other interesting part of this is that there's kind of a split in the Democratic Party right now, because there are 3 Democrats in Trump-supporting states who are up for re-election, Senators Donnelly, Heitkamp, and Manchin, who's the majority of the voters in their states say that they want them to confirm Kavanaugh. So Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer has kind of backed off of those Democrats and is going to allow them to basically vote whichever way they choose. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up voting in favor of Kavanaugh in the hopes of boosting their re-election chances. So on one hand, you have these hardline Democrats who are trying to stall the confirmation, and on the other hand, you have some who might actually vote in favor. Yeah,
here's what the Washington Post wrote regarding the Democratic strategy and the box that Chuck Schumer finds himself in. It says, some activists fighting Kavanaugh's nomination wonder whether the urgent mission they began a month ago has been reduced to a symbolic exercise, and they have lashed out at fellow Democrats, including Schumer, for not embracing their cause with more vigor. Schumer opposes Kavanaugh's nomination and has been critical of the GOP's handling of the nominee's extensive paper trail, but he has given his red state Democrats space to make up their minds rather than using hardball tactics. That's not necessarily a popular strategy among Democrats, is it?
It's not a popular strategy, but it's really the only strategy that they have. They don't control Congress, so they really don't have the option of blocking the confirmation really any other way. And it's important to note that those liberal activists would have opposed anyone that Trump nominated for the Supreme Court. It's not just Kavanaugh. You saw that when they sent out their statements opposing his confirmation, they kind of sounded like they had just filled in the name based on who Trump chose to nominate. And I spoke to people at a Supreme Court rally just about a month ago when Trump was making his decision, and they told me that they were going to oppose whoever Trump nominated, any single person that was on his list. So I think the fact that those people are basically more anti-Trump than they are anti-Kavanaugh means that their message isn't really resonating with the rest of mainstream America.
Yeah. As we close out this discussion, just a quick note that at this point in his term thus far, President Trump has appointed 51 federal judges. President Obama had appointed 42. So President Trump in the lead there. Amber Athey from The Daily Caller. Thanks.
Thanks, John.
Well, the U.S. is ramping up pressure on Turkey, imposing new sanctions on the NATO.